we're going to play with the Blindhem and laced foot. And I'm going to set up the serger for a 3-thread flat lock wide. Are you kind of getting used to how to read these directions? First, we're going to turn this to F, the stitch setting here. So we're going to go ahead and turn it all the way to F. The next one tells us which needle we need to use. Needle A, that's going to be the left needle. And I've already gone ahead and removed the right needle. Also, stitch length is at 2, so we can turn this to stitch length of 2, but we're doing a blind hem, so actually you're going to go all the way to 4. So we're going to ignore that one for just a second. Cutting width, that is the normal here, so we'll just leave this on normal. And next is the differential feed. Usually we don't need to adjust that for anything, so this is left at normal also. The stitch finger is at N for normal, so not pulled out to R, but pushed in for N. And then we are not using the 2-thread converter, so just leave that unattached of the upper looper, not pushed in since it says no. The S refers to that we are in the serger mode right here where it has serger or cover stitch option. That's what the S means. And then you can see that we have the yellow threaded, the green, and the blue. The green is the upper looper, blue is the lower looper here. Okay, so we're set up for a 3-thread flat lock, but now we're going to change the foot. This foot has a great guide, so we can keep the fold of the fabric for the blind hem perfectly guided. So this guide can actually be adjusted right here at this screw to move in or out as needed with the thickness of the fabric. So push down a little bit to let that foot slide underneath, and then let it drop down, click into place. And if it doesn't click into place, push this little red button in the back to get it to open and close. So once I slide this in here, I want my needle, so we've gone ahead and folded like a blind hem. So here's my hem, and then I'm going to fold it back, exposing this little edge. Great. And then the idea is that the serger is going to catch just a little bit of this fold and cut off this edge and overlock it and help with the guiding, which is what the foot's job is. So once I take a few stitches, if I need to move this in or out just a little bit, I actually will. So we'll just go ahead and then guide it along. I just want to catch a little bit of the fold. There we go. And then as I've caught it, because I've taken and set up for a flat lock, I can go ahead and flatten that out. Now, as I was talking, I was getting a little wavy, but the idea is that you have the same amount of stitches at the beginning and at the end, and that's what the guide is all about. It will help keep you going nice and straight.